Hello YouTube, welcome back to BRG's KSP. A bit of a boo-boo, not really sure what happened, but the first part of this launch didn't seem to record. Really sorry about that. As you can see, we've just run out of the first stage with an Apple-Apps at 70,000, which is wonderful. Going to add a manoeuvre to get our circularisation going. I'm not. I'm just going to burn on the Apple-Apps as I normally would in the other videos. It's just been that manoeuvre node. I'm not interested. We'll just burn prograde, watch our Apple-Apps as we go, just to try and get our orbit circularised. We're on 1500 meters per second, or just which we should maintain. We'll burn a little bit before our Apple-Apps, as close to our prograde vector as possible, just to keep the fuel efficiency going. And yeah, we should see ourselves quite a nice orbit here, and hopefully with enough fuel left to get ourselves off to the moon. Hopefully. See, now our Apple-Apps is approaching quite fast. We're just going to burn a bit behind the prograde vector, because ideally we want to make orbit before... Have I not staged up? Yeah, I have. Why is that struggling so much? Thank you. That was weird. It didn't look like it was moving anywhere. So yeah, back towards our prograde vector, just to try and keep the Apple-Apps in front of us. Basically, that's the most important thing, so we don't go past it. But at the same time, keeping to our prograde vector as best as possible to be as fuel efficient as we can. Efficient. There's a new word for you, ladies and gentlemen, and that is coming away from us, which is nice. 1,000 units of fuel. We're doing quite well here. Touch wood. I've just jinxed myself again, haven't I, folks? Of course it's not going to be as strong as the last one. It's the same engine we're using, but we've got a little bit more fuel on board. So yeah, let's just wait for our orbit to come around now. Our Apple-Apps should start racing away from us pretty soon as we push towards orbit, which is fine. You know, prepared for that, not worried about it. That's good. They've swapped over. What have we got here? 71 and 81. So there we have a nice little orbit. Plenty of fuel left over, which is wonderful. I say plenty of fuel, a fair bit more than we had last time. Not masses, but a fair bit. So let's get that manoeuvre node back up and let's start heading out towards the moon again, and see if we can't land this time, which would be nice. It would be very nice. So let's add that manoeuvre, and let's hope we do actually have enough fuel for it this time, because the last one was an absolute disaster. That's... Oh dear, no, that was way too much. Okay. No. It's coming, so we want to change that. And we want to do it so that we encounter the moon. Not necessarily like that, but that's not too bad. Just has a massive periapse. Okay, let's move that. Look at that. Come on. The periapse of 8,000, so we'll put a tiny bit more thrust on that. Just a tiny bit. 13,000. So 924 burn, 1 minute and 16 seconds. Let's hope. Let's hope there's enough fuel there. Let's hope. Well, we'll see what happens. Let's give it a go. Oh, allow me a moment for a pink screen of death. I'm really sorry again, folks. I don't know what's going on here. I did send my computer out to have someone have a look at it, and they told me they fixed it, and they haven't. I didn't pay for it. It was a friend, so you know I'm thankful that they at least had a go at it. I will try and get some proper help soon. So yeah, I'll be back in a second. Yeah, won't be long. So yeah, I'm back. Exactly the same place as we left off, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can't finally get ourselves out and land on the moon as promised. So what I'm going to do, just get in position. I will keep this episode recording, but this will be the last time we go through the burn procedures and everything for a transfer burn and stuff, because you've seen it before. You know, you all know how to do it now. So we'll go ahead and warp up towards here. In fact, actually, before we do, there is a way. You click on here, you can warp to a certain location. I'm going to try it. You saw that? I just left clicked as normal, just a bit before our node and clicked warp towards our manoeuvre node. And what that should do, hopefully, is bring us up to our manoeuvre node and stop warping, which it did. Fantastic. 1 minute 16 seconds, 35 seconds. Let's get onto there and let's start this burn. So we're following our target node here, and we are slowly but surely accelerating out towards the moon sphere of influence again. Keeping a much better eye on the fuel this time with a bit of luck. What I'd quite like to do is end up getting out to the moon with just this stage and having all of our lander fuel ready for it, for landing and then getting back off again. That's what I'd like to do. We may even do it. I'm touch wood again. We may do it. We may just have enough to succeed here, which will be wonderful. But spoke too soon by the looks of things. I think we're going to run out of fuel. I'm going to keep it on here. We are getting close. But yeah, I think we are going to run out of fuel before we get there, so we'll hit the next stage off. Yep, still 200 odd meters a second to go, and we'll get back out to the map view now so that we can control our burn. Bit of a shame that we didn't carry more fuel up with us. Again, that's me, and I've drifted off the target node a bit, so we're not quite as fuel efficient as we'd like to be. But we're getting out towards there, and we should be in a much better position to actually land on the moon this time. So let's just watch this out. We'll start to slow down shortly as we get closer to it. There's the first encounter coming up one side, and we're coming towards the next encounter with the other here. And we'll just start to push out a bit and just follow that node a little, and hopefully we'll soon see what's the periaps on that? 175 meters. Let's push that out quite a lot more, please. So as you can see there, I've gone well past the node, which means I'm not being as fuel efficient as I could be, which is a shame, but there we go. Up to 10,000, that's fine. Let's do an F5 for a quick save there, and we'll get rid of that manoeuvre node. So not the best example of a manoeuvre node once again, but it is going to serve its purpose. It is going to get us out to where we want to be. So let's get out there, let's get our orbit sorted, and let's have a go at landing on the moon. So I'm not going to use manoeuvre nodes here. I'm quietly confident that with the correct burn we'll be absolutely fine. Quietly confident. So let's get straight onto retrograde with Valentina. Bit closer. As you can see, again, because we've got the patched conics and stuff, we have a timer that says when we're going to get down towards our periaps, so we can see the T minus 46 seconds, 45 and so on. Going to get to about 25 and we'll just burn straight from there. We did just have a pink screen of death, but it's gone again, which is nice. I forgot to put lights on this vessel. I'm really sorry about that. I really should have done that. That's quite bad on me. But we're on a retrograde, so let's start burning and let's get ourselves into an orbit. We are on retrograde, aren't we? Yes, we are. We go further out, we will see here that this is starting to come in. Fantastic. He says, using an awful lot of fuel here, and it's not happening very quickly. In fact, we're gonna shoot past our periaps here as well, which is not ideal. We're definitely facing the right way, aren't we? Yeah, completely against the way we're travelling. So, not so great this. Not so great at all. In fact, this is quite disappointing. I would have expected this to happen a lot faster, but we didn't come in at the best of angles. As you saw, we burnt against our original periaps to push it over the other side of the moon. I'm starting to get concerned now. We've used a lot more fuel than I thought we would. But we are about to get into orbit, which is lovely. Let's shrink that down. We're burning at our periaps, so the apoaps will come in quickly. We are being as fuel efficient as possible here, straight across our retrograde marker. And this is going to come down on the light side of the planet, which is off the planet of the moon, which is wonderful. But we don't have anywhere near as much fuel as I would like us to have. Oh well, I tried. It's not too bad. This is still showing you how this will work. As you can see, I'm going to stop here. We're well past our periaps. So let's just zoom round to the other side, get that onto prograde, because we want to be on a prograde vector, which it should pretty much transfer. So I'm just going to push this one out a little bit further, just to be on the safe side, and then we'll go back to our periapse and burn out again. So just a little burn here to push that out past the 10,000 mark. That will get it to about 12. Just playing it safe, folks, nothing other than that, just playing it safe, and then we'll try and walk back round to our periapse and burn again, and we should be able to set ourselves up a burn nice enough to, oh no, too much, our electric charge is going down quite a lot here, come on, thank you. Let's have a burn here and bring this apoapse down, and we shall start our descent onto the surface of the moon. Now I think, if I remember rightly, to be comfortable I want to land with about 180 fuel, I think. Come on. We're going to stop that there, because that periapse is quite low on this side. And what we'll do, oh, 2 seconds, sorry, allow me 2 seconds, pink screen of death again, be right back. And welcome back, that's that all done and dusted. So now we're going to allow our orbit to come round, and we're going to start burning, oh dear, that wasn't very good. We're going to start burning, I'll show you this view, right about here, because that should help us to stop somewhere in the region of here, which looks nice and flat, as you can, well, it's not nice and flat at all, actually, that was a complete and utter lie. But it's quite high up because it's on the ridge of one of those craters, and our that is periapse, that's low. I'm almost tempted just to burn that out a little bit, because we are running out of electric charge as well, which I'm quite worried about. So let's just burn that up ever so slightly. No, let's just go for it. Let's see what happens. We might blow up, we might not. Let's do a quick F5 save there, so that if we do blow up, we can at least fix it, he says. Can't walk faster than 10 times while we're down this low. 373 units of fuel. Anyone might find out, folks. Let's get that SAS off. Save some electric charge, because we really don't have a great deal. In fact, I'm quite concerned by that. I really am. Let's have a look as we fly over the surface of the moon. So we can't really see it, which is a shame. See how close we are? There's the beginning of that big crater. That's fantastic. We're going over that, so let's get our SAS back on. Do you know, I honestly think that we might not have enough electric charge for this, which again would be a disaster, but I would say you guys have got to be used to me being pretty crap by now, or at least I'd have hoped you would have done. So yeah, that's that on there. Let's start that burn. We'll see the shoot down. We're going to change views. We're no longer orbiting. We're going to get our landing gear out, so that we're ready. We've got our SAS. We're going to turn off to save that electric charge. And just for now, try and do it manually. At the end of the day, all we want to do is just bleed out all of that surface speed and see if we can't land nicely on the surface of the moon, leaving ourselves with 160 units of fuel left to do it with, which I am quietly doubtful we'll be able to achieve. But we'll see. We'll see. See all the different rocks and stuff as we go over the tiny little glimpse. I don't know if you can see those. I can. Fuel's not looking promising. No, let's see what happens, folks. Let's see what happens. This is BRG at its usual rate of skill. I did say in the beginning that I'm no expert player at this, but I do know the basics. And I do know the basics. So let's try and bleed that speed down a bit, and we'll cancel that, and we'll have a, I'm not going to save it here in case we haven't got enough fuel. Let's just get down towards the surface using the retrograde and see if we can't burn off the last of that speed. So we head down, there's no time warp. 30 meters per second is not too shabby. Let's just slow ourselves down a little bit. There's our shadow. Let's slow ourselves down a bit more. And I need to be ready to kill both the SAS and the thrust at the same time. So it's a bit sketchy because it's all hands off of controls. Come on. Come on, slow it down. That's nice. That's nice. Look at me talking to it. I'm really nervous, folks. I really want to be able to show you a good landing. And that's cut everything. A bit heavy, and we rolled over, so that's not great. That's really not great. So let's try and fix this as best as we can. Let's just slow this down. What I should have tried to do was land us on a nice straight. Yes, that's just not going to work again. It's far too... Oh, crikey. So we're going to hold down F9 and we're going to quick load this one back to where we were. I've tried to land us on something that's far too steep. Alright, that's exactly what I've done there. Which is entirely my fault. We need to try and find somewhere that's a little bit more even. So we'll walk round a little bit further before we try and burn off. And we'll try that again. So yeah, there's the first... I mean, that's quite a monumental mistake for me, that is. That's not the kind of thing that you should be seeing. It's not the kind of thing you should be doing. But you wouldn't believe I've been here loads of times, would you? You really wouldn't. I've been here and back again so many times, it's unbelievable. I don't know why this is being as, well, quite frankly, pathetic. This is not a good effort from me. So for that I apologise, but as for the rest of the videos, I hope you're laughing at me and enjoying what I'm doing, because I'm having an awful lot of fun. Although I don't know how long this video is, because I've forgotten to do my timer as usual, because I don't stop it when I stop. So this could be another really bad one. Let's have a crack at... Let's have a crack at around here. Let's pull that back up, let's hit the retrograde marker, and let's try and bleed off the last of that speed that we've got. So let's have another go at landing on the moon. If this one doesn't work, I'm going to pause it and see where we are. And I apologise now in advance if this is in fact in the next video, and I haven't ended the videos as I normally would because I've made so many mistakes. So yeah, there's an apology for that one as well. Using a hell of a lot of SAS, or a hell of a lot of electric charge, which I don't like, so I'm going to turn that off again and just concentrate on bleeding off that speed as best as I can. Just keep it at orbital speed just for now. I can just keep that there. So, it's the surface I think I want, because as soon as I... Yeah, okay. I know what I'm thinking about. I'm just going to try and bleed that up as best as possible, and then I'll allow the retrograde marker on the SAS to finish it off. Because when this gets to 0 is when we have in fact bled off all of our speed, or rather at least... Yeah, so let's stop that there. Because now our retrograde marker will in fact be over this way, so we are slightly travelling in the other direction. With our SAS on for now, it's using far too much. Yeah, no, I don't want the SAS on. Let's keep that off for now. Let's just get down towards the surface a bit. Quite a bit in fact. Let's get that SAS back onto retrograde, and let's bleed up some more of this speed. This could be a nicer surface that we're trying to land on. Could be. We'll soon see. Get down a bit further. Can't warp any faster than this now. There's our shadow. Where are you? Where's the shadow? Oh, well that's weird. Can't see the shadow. There it is. There it is. It's just snuck into view. We're coming in rather hot, but that's fine. Just bleed that down ever so slowly and be ready to kill everything off. I think we're on a relatively flat surface. I think. Let's turn off our SAS here and turn off the fuel right about here. And there we have another really bad example of how to land on the moon. That is so depressing. I'm really upset with that, and I'm really sorry, folks. Okay, I am going to kill the video here, and I'm going to land this properly, as I know I can. I'm getting really angry. I've done this so many times, I don't understand why I'm having these problems. It's been a while, I guess, and I'm a little bit nervous because I'm doing videos for YouTube. Yeah, so I'll pause it here and bring you back when I've actually managed to do this properly. I should be back in a sec. Well, folks, BRG has done a classic, an absolute classic. I have managed to run out of electric charge because I wasn't paying any attention to what I was doing, so this is an absolute disaster. We're not actually going to be able to land on the moon because I haven't kept enough electric charge to put us down and get us back up again. We won't be able to move the module in any way, shape or form. Yeah, massive balls up. I'm just going to pop off again really quickly and see if there's not some way I can fix it. And if there's not, then yeah, we'll leave this where it is and I'll revert flight, get it back up and try again. Either way, we'll try and get ourselves back in the same position. Yeah, I'll also check the video, so I could be back in a second. I'll let you know. I won't be long. Well, folks, believe it or not, we've managed to land on the surface with that vessel. I guess Valentina doesn't need electric charge to control the gimbling of the engine. So yeah, let's get started. Let's get this experiment underway. We get 100 science for our materials bay, which is lovely. Let's observe the mystery goo and see where that gets us. That's 40 science from there. Let's log a temperature, and that's wonderful. A good 32 science for that. That's brilliant. Let's get a little crew report from the surface. 20 science. Okie doke. Now we get to do the fun part. Let's complete our mission and land on the moon complete. That's brilliant. Let's complete our mission. Let's get out. Let's EVA. So we're out. Let's get down this ladder that we've built. Is it going to be able to go all the way? Are we about to take our first steps onto the moon? Well, we fell, but nonetheless, we're on the moon. We have managed to do it, finally. No cheating or anything. Not the best thing in the world, but there we go. EVA report from the surface, 32 science. Outstanding, we'll take that. Let's take a surface sample of the moon. 120 science. Outstanding. Now, as you can tell, obviously the gravity was a lot less than it was on Kerbin. If we do a little jump, boom, miles up into the air. I've always loved that. And now something really cool. If you press R, you get your rocket pack, and you can fly your Kerbal around the surface of the moon. I'm not going to play with this too much now because I don't want to cause us problems. I just want to get back to Kerbin with all of this data. So let's head ourselves up to here. I don't think we're going to be able to grab onto the ladder from this bit. No, we're not. Okie doke, not a problem. 2 seconds, pink screen of death. Oh, wonderful timing as usual, pink screen of death. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our rocket pack just to get us onto the craft. So ever so gently. The controls are just like a spaceship. So shift will throttle up, control will shoot us down, and WAS and D, Q and E will rotate us. So what we want to do is just push towards this and get ready to grab the ladder. There we go, F to grab the ladder. Let's get all the way back up here. Let's get back into this and let's get off the surface and see if we can't get this lot back to Kerbin. I know it's been a long time coming, folks, so I do apologise for that. But there we go, it is what it is. Without SAS, let's just get off the surface. Let's throttle that right down. Let's start turning across this axis a bit. And let's just get the startings of recreating an orbit around the moon. So we're going to hit the MV just to see if we can get our apparatus above 10,000 quickly. So we'll give it a good blast just to get it up so we know we're going to be safe, and then we'll circularise. Let's get back on our prograde vector on the mouth ball here. Flying without SAS quite difficult. Not sure how much fuel we've got left either. That is loads of fuel. absolutely loads. So let's get onto here, let's create our maneuver node. So we don't want to do that, we just want to get into an orbit, thank you. There we go. Nice orbit. Power ups to 319, well that's too much. Yeah. Oh yeah, and because we don't have any SAS, this could prove quite difficult. We have no control over our vessel at the moment because, well, we just don't, because I'm an idiot and we ran out of... Ah no, what's going on? Where's our maneuver node? Let me just throttle up a tiny bit. Let's get to here. It's in 53 seconds. The estimated burn time is 40 odd. Let's just slow that down onto there. 45 seconds and 42 seconds. So, do you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just burn. Let's just make this happen. Let's stick onto our target vector as best as we know how with the SAS. And I don't really understand why SAS is working unless it is literally just Valentina using her mad skills to get it to work. Who knows? But nonetheless, it's working. Our apparatus isn't falling. We should be able to create a nice orbit and get ourselves back to Kerbin with all of this lovely science we've just earned. So as soon as we see that other one come up, let's take that. Let's stop. Let's stop. Why are you not stopping? Thank you. Nightmare. Periaps of 11,000, so it's not going to cause ourselves any problems. We're at a bit of a strange angle. Technically we'd want a plane change, but let's just see where this gets us before we start doing anything different. Not very clean. I do appreciate and apologise for that, but we should be able to do enough to get ourselves back to Kerbin without too much in the way of difficulty or grief, the word I was going to use. No, that's too much, so back out there. That's about 48, yeah, that's fine, we'll take that. So we'll just start burning ever so slowly now. We're miles away from the node, I know, but just burning ever so slowly just to get to our target node. Really not the way that this should have been done. We should have had photovoltaic panels on here to help us do this, but we didn't. It's going to be a 48-second burn in 21 minutes, so we want to do it 20 odd seconds, 24 seconds. So let's just head straight out to that. Yeah, alright, come on, thank you. Any faster, can we? At 12, 11, 10. So you can see we're just counting down, and then we'll hit the manoeuvre from the space to right about now. Let's just hit it full throttle. Are we going to have enough fuel? Well, this could be awkward, folks. I could have done all of this and not actually given ourselves enough fuel to do it. Some people will be sitting there screaming at the monitor again, you've done this all wrong, Ben. Again, you've got it wrong. What are you playing at? Others will be calling me a jammy so-and-so. But we've got plenty of fuel. Absolutely plenty, as I said. Which is nice. Good to know. Very good to know. So let's get this down. I mean, we're burning so slowly here, it's unbelievable. It's the tiniest bit of thrust. As I said, again, at our close to our apparatus, the slowest point of our orbit. Let's get that down under. I want to stop it at about 40 odd was good last time, so let's do that. Let's kill that off, thank you very much. And let's get back to Kerbin with all this wonderful science data. Let's do it. Let's do it, folks. Let's not mess around. Let's get back there and start filling up the rest of our science tree. So, come on. Yeah, back we go. Oh, actually, let's just see if we've got any more science we could be gaining from here. It's just a different part of the space. Well outside. No, not at all. High over Kerbin, which we've done this. You know, and we have done, and that's fine. Have we done a temperature scan from out here? No, there we go, 12 science for a nice high temperature scan, so we'll take that. Let's get back into our main map view, let's walk towards Kerbin. Let's not go as fast as I did last time and miss it completely, because that was really upsetting. So we're back, and we're just going to miss the light side, which I apologise for. So we're going to dump that stage. Let's get ourselves... we can't do anything about this because we've got... so this could actually be a disaster, folks. I could have actually just completely... because we don't have any electric charge. I didn't put ourselves over our retrograde vector, so we could be about to completely burn up in the atmosphere if we can't get on our retrograde vector, which I don't think we're going to be able to. I think we're going to struggle. Can you pull this off for us, Valentina? No, you can't. What's happening? Yep, that our apparatus is coming in. This is aero braking. We are in the atmosphere, and the air is slowing us down. The atmosphere itself, because it's so thick, we've hit it. It's slowing us down. It's pulling our apparatus in massively, but not enough. So we're actually about to skip straight past the entirety of it because I didn't come in at a steep enough angle. So that's my fault. So we've used the atmosphere. We've come down. We've entered the atmosphere. And we've managed to aero brake a lot of our apparatus off, which is fantastic, but not enough, so we've skipped past it. And that's a mistake from me, and also because we didn't have any electric charge, I couldn't do a great deal about it. So now we've got to wait to warp all the way around, so I'll pause the video here until we get back round again and show you the finalisation of us actually getting back onto Kerbin. I hope, fingers crossed. Okay, so we're back round the other side now. Completely tumbling. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm really hoping we are going to manage to get onto our prograde vector and slow down on our retrograde vector so that the heat shield takes all the impact. Otherwise this could just be completely about to blow up and we could have ourselves another disaster. As we're flipping all over the place because we've got no electric charge to hold this. It's coming in on the front end. This is not good, folks. Really not good. Not where we want it to be at all. I think we may even end up skipping straight past this one as well. I don't know if we're going to slow down enough. We're about to go past our periaps and we're way out too far. It's not going to do enough to slow us down, so we're going to skip past it again. So basically what's happening is we're hitting the atmosphere, but because we're going so fast, we're just skimming straight off of it again, which isn't doing us any favours whatsoever. So once again, pause the video and just bring you back when we're actually going to get back in, as we should do. So bringing you back in here, this should be enough to pull our apparatus down underneath the required level for atmosphere, and we should start re-entering the atmosphere of Kerbin. In fact, we will do now that our apparatus is coming down nicely. It should swap with our periaps any second now, and we'll see what happens. Now, as we are clearly about to come under massive atmospheric effects, I am very, very concerned as for the safety of our vessel. We're not pointing on our retrograde vector. We are screaming through the atmosphere. We're not in a good way. We are really not in a good way. This is probably going to blow up, and it's all my fault because once again I was an idiot and I didn't set it up right. All the heat's going straight onto the nose cone. It's just not worked. It really hasn't, and I'm really sorry for that, and I'm sorry that we're about to blow up. Oh, my fault, folks. Totally my fault. I'm gonna see it through to the end. It's my responsibility. What the hell just happened? How the hell did we get right? Parachutes, go. Save us, please. Unfrickin' believable. All this effort, all this talk, I get us out to the moon, we get to do the experiments, we're going to bring back a buttload of science. I get it wrong, not enough electric charge, didn't use the photovoltaic panels when I should have done, and I guess the Kerbal gods are smiling on me because we're going to make this. We have made it. I don't know how. I really don't. That shouldn't work. It just shouldn't have done, but it has, and I'm thankful for it. I'm really, 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 really sorry that this is how this worked out. But I guess Benno Rules videos is how they tend to be. You know, I make mistakes, I get things wrong. It doesn't always work. But in this instance it has. A complete flap with running out of electric charge, but we were able to control. I'm guessing that Terrier engine has some kind of VEC gimbaling on it. We managed to do it, managed to get us down and landing. I'm really sorry I didn't do the video of me landing it. It was textbook. It was perfect. So it's very easy for me to say when you didn't see it, but nonetheless it was. Anyway, we're down, we've landed. Let's recover this vessel before anything else goes wrong. A wonderfully successful mission. We didn't plant a flag, so we didn't complete the actual mission itself, which is a bit silly. But we had 386 science on that mission, which is wonderful. We'll take that. So we will have another 2 XP there for Valentina as well. We will have another mission off to the moon, which I'm going to do off screen, just to finish up that final little the mission. I cannot believe I did that. So this will be almost the end of this video. We're just going to pop into mission control and see if it's got anything for Minmus, which it hasn't yet, which surprises me. The only thing that we've got is the 4 tourists, and that seems to have vanished. Yeah, it has. I wonder why that's happened. And I do genuinely wonder why that mission's disappeared. I didn't delete it, unless you saw I did. Yeah, I could have done. It's entirely possible that I could have deleted it. For which I'm sorry if I did. I'm sure I didn't. No, there, it's right in front of you, Ben. Orbit moon, suborbital Kerbin, land on moon. Yeah, so that's the hitchhiker unit right there. That's a hitchhiker with a land on the moon and come back again. Almost, I'd say that's probably over 300,000 worth of credits there. So that could be well worth a go. May have a little play with that off screen and see what we can do. For now, just going to hit the research and development centre. We're going to spend the last of our science on what we think we might need. I did have the electrics, that's really embarrassing. Bigger heat shields, would need that if we're going to take the hitchhiker. We'll bring the hitchhiker back. The problem system's not really worried about those, to be honest with you. But we need it for that. Separatrons, we don't need any of that at the moment. Heavier rocketry would give us much. Right, let's be careful. We don't need that. Advanced construction, we don't need that. That's the fairings, the landing, the miniaturization. Okay, let's go. We can buy 2 of the more advanced ones and get ourselves, it's a difficult one to make, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. We could just clear this one out, although miniaturization we don't need yet. I'm not going to touch that one. I'm really not. I don't think we need that. Oh yes we do, we need it. No, we can buy precision engineering, we can get that now. Which would be fine. That's the much bigger, which has got the, yeah, it's that one I really want. The advanced electrics. And that is research requirements. It'll be 300 science just for that on its own, but it's got awesome solar panels and a fuel cell. Precision engineering, again not really so worried about that, just the struts and a really good probe unit with a built-in reaction wheel and everything, so that's quite handy. Landing, again not worried about that, much bigger parachutes for a bigger cockpit. Fairings for the smaller parts that we are currently using, so I don't think I need anything from that. Different decouplers, don't really think so, but we are going to want it when we get to bigger fairings. What to do? There's no science from that. There's the docking ports. That we'll get to. Yes, we can dock with stuff when we start building all kinds of weird and wonderful bits. So I don't know whether to complete this tree or start branching out a bit early and get that massive fuel tank, get these awesome rockets, and try for there. I just don't know. I mean, nuclear power, that would be fantastic if we could get up and out. That would be just awesome. What to do? Specialized control advanced. Yeah, and what's that? It's another probe, it looks like. Fly-by-wire avionics. Okay, maneuvering hold. I'm guessing that's something to do with planes that I've not come across before. That's the advanced reaction wheel, the little Vela engines, and the monopropellant tanks. They are the same model as the mystery goo, but they do serve a different purpose. Miniaturization. There is nothing on miniaturization I want yet. I just don't, so we'll leave that alone. With regards to landing, stronger struts with a bigger tolerance than the ones we've got. Have they got a bigger tolerance than the ones we've got already? Where are the original landing legs? Where are they? Survivability. Yeah, 2 meters per second more. And it will give us the landing gear with better brake torque and the bigger heat shield. That will give us fairings, which I've not played with before, but I'm not so worried about. I'm not sure, really not sure what to do, but I'm going to have a think about it. I'll go away and think about it, and we'll spend it in the next video. Sorry for the little tease, but yeah, I'll go and have a think about what we can do. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Finally, I got us out to our first body and back again, even if it was a bit of a faff. I've been BRG, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all later.